In 2006, Senator Leahy helped us secure a $650,000 grant to staff the digital forensics program at Champlain College and to conduct digital investigations with Vermont law enforcement. In 2010, he helped Champlain receive a 3-year, $500,000 U.S. Department of Justice Bureau of Justice Assistance grant to provide educational and technical support to Vermont law enforcement agencies related to critical digital forensics issues. Building on the initial investment by Senator Leahy, Champlain has been able to create a center that is helping our students develop skills necessary to protect our nation and to enable companies to operate in a safe manner. What really makes the Leahy Center for Digital Investigation special is our talented faculty working with dedicated students, ably led by Jonathan Majewski, our center director. Champlain College's vision is to be the finest, small, professionally and globally focused college in the country. The Leahy Center positions us as a distinctive institution that is giving our students exceptional professional experience right here in Vermont. Thank you for being with us here today. It is now my distinct honor to introduce Senator Patrick Leahy. I know from your visit today, you will inspire our students to follow your path in public service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much, President Lackman. I also hope they'll follow the path of the man standing to my left, who has probably had as exemplary a career in public service of anybody I've known in my years in Washington. I want to thank you. I want to thank the Leahy Center Director, Jonathan Majewski. Where'd Jonathan go? Oh, over here. Okay, sorry. Let me brag on you just for a moment. You were in San Francisco this past week. The Leahy Center for Digital Investigation was recognized by SC Magazine as the best cybersecurity higher education program in the country. You know, take a bow on that one. It's when Marcel and I came here to first inaugurate this, we were talking in the car after the way home, and I said, I think there's a real potential. I think the money's going to be well spent. Mr. President, even I couldn't guess how great that potential would be. We all know that computers and technology have changed not only the way people commit crimes, but also the way law enforcement prosecutes and investigates crimes. Students here are learning firsthand how to help law enforcement, computer forensics, other forms of digital investigation. I like the sign in there with the logos of the FBI, the state police, and everybody else. And the director, he's very nice to take my phone calls all the time, but he's heard me brag about you so much, I sometimes worry he won't, and I'm glad that he's here. We have cyber threats that we never could have imagined, certainly when I was a prosecutor, but we could never have imagined even when this was opened. It's gone that fast, the change has been that much. But I want to turn this over to my guest. The Director Comey accepted the President's invitation to come back to Washington. Even with a young family, he was settling into a nice, comfortable life in the private sector. He had demonstrated before his willingness to put his morals and what is right in the law ahead of any political considerations. The country is better for that. I told him before he came to our committee for confirmation hearings, I offered him congratulations and condolences in the work he'd have ahead of him. But I can't think of anybody I'm more proud to introduce than Director James Comey. Jim, it's all yours.
Thank you, Senator. Well, thank you so much, Senator. Mr. President, thank you for hosting us here. It is a real treat for me, not just to be standing with Senator Leahy, but to finally be visiting a place, as he said, that he's been bragging about probably as long as I've known him, which is a very long time. both the great state of Vermont and this place. This is an exciting, energizing visit for me for another obvious reason. Behind this glass is incredible talent. And this country, in general, and the FBI in particular, needs those folks. Every threat the FBI is responsible for protecting this country from, whether it's protecting our children, protecting old people from fraud, protecting our infrastructure, fighting spies, fighting terrorists, all of those threats now come at us through the internet, because that's where we have connected our entire lives. As the senator said, I have a family. I have 5 kids. That's where they play. If I had a social life, I'm sure that's where it would be, on the internet. But it's where all of America is, and so those who would do us harm, hurt our kids, hurt old folks, hurt our infrastructure, steal our secrets, that's where they come. So if we're going to be effective at fighting those bad guys on all those dimensions, we got to be effective in the digital space. We have to have the right equipment, we have to have the right training, and most of all, we got to have the right folks sitting in the seats, thinking well about the challenges, thinking creatively. And those folks are people like the folks here at the center. I told them all, you got to come work for the FBI. Don't go working for any fancy private companies. That is the future in more ways than one. We're only going to be successful if we attract the brains and the creativity we need to fight a criminal threat, a terrorist threat, and an espionage threat that's getting increasingly sophisticated. So it's exciting and energizing to come, to see the work that's done here, but most of all, see the people who are doing the work and in the process learning. So thank you for making this possible, Senator. Thank you, Mr. President, for hosting me here. There's a lot of parts of my job that are not fun and energizing. This is fun and energizing, so thank you for having me.